Our time has come. For 300 years, we prepared. We grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power, believing your people were safe. Finally, we have returned.
Okay, so instead of a normal episode of Invincible, I guess we're getting an episode of Alan the Alien. And man, what an episode it was. I only have one problem. They turned a white girl black in Amber, had no problem with it. But now they've turned a black man fat. I wonder if they're trying to say something. I mean, just look at what they've done to my boy. He went from looking like Luke Cage to, I don't even know what, Carl Winslow? And I, for one, refuse to accept the whole "this is what strong men look like" argument. This is an alien that survived a species-wide battle royale and became a soldier that helps in conquering the universe, not a weightlifter. This episode starts with Debbie dropping Mark off at college, and boy, does this episode really make you feel for Debbie when the weight of all of what happened last season comes crashing down on her this episode. In the comics, Debbie went on to cope with her problems through alcohol. With this episode, she chooses to take her friend's advice and goes to a superhero spouses support group. But man, does that backfire with her coming across the spouse or partner of the Green Ghost, a victim of Nolan from last season. We also follow Mark's first day at college, with him giving up on some of the things he feels are too childish and moving forward, even losing his V card, but then promptly being sent on a mission to help some aliens in space, which Cecil does not approve of. Mark goes anyway and learns that his father is now the ruler of planet Thraxon, a planet of bug-like aliens with super short lifespans. And speaking of aliens, we catch up with Alan the Alien, who is the main character for this episode. We learn his backstory, that his planet was taken over by the Viltrumites and his people were forced off, with them creating breeding programs to try and create super soldiers to fight the Viltrumites. They only succeeded once and created Alan, but Alan was not strong enough to take on Viltrumites. So they use him to test other planets in hopes of finding people stronger than him who will be able to beat the Viltrumites. So Alan is very eager to return to the coalition of planets with the information he got from Mark about a Viltrumite abandoning his post and creating an offspring that challenged him. At the coalition of planets, we meet General Talia and Optimus Prime.
What news, Alan of Unova? Did you warn the Earth Champion that a Viltrumite lives among his people?
No, that's just the wise Thaddeus, the person who founded the coalition of planets. But every time this guy talked, I just expected him to end with saying, "Roll out." We also find out that General Talia is Alan's girlfriend. I don't know why they changed this from the comics where she was just Alan's girlfriend. If it was to flush her character out more, I thought they would have dived more into a plot point that they mentioned where Alan's species is nearing extinction, so Alan isn't allowed to marry her. He can only marry another one of his own race. But I guess the writers would prefer the moral implications of a superior dating a subordinate to that. But anyway, Alan is given the task to find a mole in the coalition of planets. With the information he has just given them about Invincible being leaked almost immediately, Alan is attacked by 3 Viltrumites who beat him to near death, with him being hospitalized. But do not worry, Alan is the living embodiment of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Man's about to get all the gains for that pain. Back on Earth, we catch up with the Guardians of the Globe, with Rex, Splode, and Duplicate working out their very complicated relationship, and Robot taking the first steps to start a relationship with Monster Girl. And I'm not going to lie, the scene with Monster Girl and Robot at the Burger Mart was pretty cute. Although I do know how the relationship ends, and yikes. But overall, this episode wasn't one of the greatest. It felt like they're really rushing to get the story where they want it. I mean, I thought Omni-Man's return would come later, but here he is in episode 3. I guess they really wanted to have the Invincible War as soon as possible. But I'm eager to see what they do next. This has been The Greedy Hermit. Please like and subscribe.